Hello, how are you doing? Barnabas here. Hope you're doing well. This is day 15 of our series Before You Fly. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about Australian work culture. A friend of mine told me a story. His first interview in Australia was going to be interviewed for a position of a hotel manager. And this was in Queensland. At the peak of summer, it was very hot. And you know what this guy did? He turned up in a full suit and a tie, and it was in the peak of summer, very hot. And he turned up in this interview, and the panel was casually dressed. People were casually dressed, in short sleeve shirts, no tie. They were casually dressed. And this guy turns up full suit and a tie, and he's also carrying a huge file full of documents. And the interview went very well. He passed, but the panel was obviously surprised at how this friend of mine was dressed. So before you come to Australia, if you're coming to work, it will be good to learn the Australian work culture. Now let's start. The first thing is punctuality and time management. Australians are strict on time. The start and the end time of work, they're very strict about that. And if you're late, it is seen as being disrespectful. So if you're running late, please make sure you text in advance that I'm running 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late. All right. And this applies not only to work, but any meeting in Australia will start and end at the exact time that it was supposed to be. So running late, coming late, turning up late is actually seen as being disrespectful. So make sure you're timing. Make sure you time yourself, the travel time, so that you turn up on time and finish on time. The second thing is work-life balance. Australians love to work, okay? But they also love to have some rest, all right? So when it is time to take leave, you must take leave. When it's time to go home, you go home and rest, all right? And they go on weekends, they go to watch footy, they go to watch rugby and things like this, all right? So when it is time to rest, they take a rest. They go on holidays and things like that. Unlike us immigrants who have come here with the focus of making it, once we finish our full-time work, most likely we'll be going back home quickly to get something to eat, and we'll be doing something else. We'll be going to another job. And so we are doing 1, 2, 3 jobs to make ends meet. But for Australians, they love to have a rest, okay? Work balance is very important to them. And so they accumulate leave, they have to go on leave. And if they feel a little bit sick, they take personal leave. They take leave to rest, okay? So work-life balance is very important for Australians. Number 3 is equality at work. Back home, the CEOs, the managers, the hierarchy is so visible. You can see the difference between managers. If you're new to a workplace, no one needs to tell you that this is a manager or this is a CEO, because you will see it. All right. They don't mix with people. They don't go for lunch with people. It's so distinct. You will know the hierarchy is so visible. Here in Australia, you might not even see that hierarchy. CEOs and managers take breaks, tea break, coffee breaks with people. They warm their food on the common microwave in the kitchen. They eat with people in the kitchen. They take breaks, coffee breaks together. So you might not see that hierarchy play very well in Australia in terms of how you relate with your bosses and all that. But back in Kenya, these people stay in their offices. The tea girl makes their tea and take it to them. Even their lunch sometimes is made and taken to them in their offices. And so they're always in their offices. And when they finish, they rush to their cars and go home. So they don't relate much with people on the lower level. But here in Australia, everyone relates. You have lunch in a common kitchen and things like that. So the hierarchy does not play visibly here. So the hierarchy is still there, but it doesn't play in terms of how people relate. Number 4 is the communication style. Here in Australia, the communication is direct but polite. All right. As Africans, you might see that it's a bit blunt, and you might think that they're a bit harsh, but that's how the Australians communicate. They will tell you as it is. It's not personal, but they will tell you as it is, direct to the point. But back in Africa, we want to make the communication soft to your ears. Here in Australia, it is direct to the point, blunt, but it's nothing personal. And here people speak up. And here, if you don't speak in meetings, if you don't speak around people at the place of work, it's not something good. All right. So you need to speak up. You need to be blunt. You need to be direct, although polite. Lastly, it's about workplace laws and rights. Here, it's a big thing. There's a lot of laws around workplace safety, a lot of policies around that. And in many companies, there's even a specific staff employed to look after policies, to look after procedures, safety at work and things like that. The rights of workers is a big thing. Minimum wages and things like that are really, really observed here in Australia. The right of workers to disengage after work, so you don't take work home, things like that. The rights of people to go on leave, to have a rest. If you're sick, then you can't work. You can't accumulate a lot of leaves. You have to take your leaves and go, so you can't have a lot of accumulated leave days. All right, so you need to take a rest when needed. It's a big part that is played by the unions and the Fair Works Ombudsman. And so the safety and the welfare of staff is something that is really important at the place of work here in Australia. And just to explain a little bit there, as a staff, if there is a union that is covering your industry, please be part of that union. It's very important. People have told me lots of stories where they were in trouble at their places of work and the union came and helped them. So if you're a worker and there is a union that is looking after your industry, please join that and pay up. All right, pay up the annual subscription. It will come handy when you get in trouble. 3 common mistakes that we find ourselves when we come to the diaspora. Number 1 is the time management issue. Most of us still come to places like this with African time mentality, and it takes a lot of time before we adjust to start keeping time, turning up in good time and finishing in good time. And that plays a lot even in our meetings as Africans. Do we still turn up in our meetings late and finish late? All right, so this is just a culture thing. We need to start on time and end on time, and so that we cultivate this culture and finish and do away with this African time thing, okay? So for you to be respected, keep time, turn up in time, and finish on time. Second thing is being shy to speak in meetings. Being shy to speak in meetings is not being polite, all right? You're missing out because people think you're not a leader. People think that you don't know how to communicate. And so if you can, please speak up in meetings, all right? Let your contributions be heard, okay? So that's one mistake that we make. We try to be shy. We try to be polite and humble. It's nothing like that, all right? Speak up if you're supposed to speak. Speak up and let your opinion be heard. Number 3, and this is a big thing, is work-life balance, all right? I know all of us migrants come here to make our lives better, and so that involves working a lot. And so because of that, we take a lot of responsibilities. We take a lot of work in our hands, 1, 2, 3 jobs, and we also have our families to take care of, and so we don't have time to rest. You can take a rest and do something, do a hobby, go for soccer, go for a run, and things like that. All right, do something that you like doing. I know we're making dollars, but it's important to take a break, go for a run, go for soccer with friends, go for just social gathering, take a break and take a rest. All right, it's important even for your mental health. All right, so if you want to blend in Australian workforce, please, those 3 things are important. Number 1, keep time. Time management is a big thing. Number 2, speak up. Speak up in meeting, speak up in social gatherings, and let your opinion be heard. All right? It's nothing like being humble, and keeping quiet. Speak up. Number 3, and this is the most important thing also, is please take a break. Work-life balance is a big thing in Australia. Take a break when it's needed and take a rest. All right? Go in social gatherings, meet people, socialize, and also just do something that you like doing. All right? That's all I had for you today. Please continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and other social media platforms. Till next time, my name is Barnabas, the son of encouragement. Bye bye and God bless you.